Hello, I'm Mal and welcome. This is just a brief video to explain how habitability and colonization are going to work after patch 1.3 to Stellaris. Now, if you're from the future, just for a point of reference, the 1.3 patch came out towards the end of October of 2016, and who knows, there might be future changes, but this is how it works as of today. So, we've got three different classes, dry, wet, and frozen, each with three different world types. Now, within the selected preference, as an example here, our trusty little gecko here, we have decided, you know what, they probably actually like it wet or what have you. So we're going to say ocean world, just for grins. We're going to say that that is our preference type. Now, what that means is if we hover over here, that means that we're going to have a habitability, and I'll get to that if you don't know what habitability is. I'll get to that in a moment. But we're going to have an 80% preference on this particular world type. And then you can see that the others in the category will be at 60%. So that means that if we go after a continental world or if we go after a tropical world, their baseline habitability, in other words, what kind of affinity do we have for that world type, will be at 60%. Now, if we go outside of the wet category, be it either to dry or to frozen, we can see here that those are all going to be 20%. So they're not going to be really viable for our core race. Now, if we've incorporated something from another empire, another species, then yes, perhaps we could colonize those worlds successfully, but for our core little gecko guy here, would not be the way to go. So if you're not familiar with habitability, essentially what that is a cap. So happiness is a big thing in Stellaris, keeping your people happy and keeping them motivated so that you don't lose production, or lose research or what have you, because they're not happy. And if you're not happy, you're not going to work really well. Habitability sort of sets the threshold of how happy your people can be on any given world. And they can be changed by different types of status effects. It can be changed by, whether or not you're at war, at peace, what have you, different things that you set up in your government, the type of technology that you have, special buildings and resources. All of those can affect both habitability and happiness. But the core choice of how well a planet's going to do for you is based on this decision that you make right up front. So make sure that when you're designing your empires, especially post 1.3, that you bear these in mind. Now, something that's new, we already had dry and arid, we had ocean world and continental, we had Arctic world, and we had tundra. What we didn't have was alpine. We didn't have savanna. So now we have some other world types. The other thing I want you to make note of, too, is there's far less habitable planets in any given galaxy. So think about that when you're setting up your galaxy sizes. As a matter of fact, I've got an upcoming co-op Let's Play with a buddy of mine, Sabouts, and we were going to play on a much smaller galaxy size. And then after we realized the changes to habitability and how there's going to be far fewer good worlds to colonize, it's kind of given us pause on how big do we want the galaxy to be. So that's something else to note that's a change in 1.3 as well. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this quick little look and explanation about the changes to the habitability in Stellaris post 1.3 patch. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer those for you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Mal, and I'll see you later.